class. My activity for the night is going to be the magic milk experiment. The theme of my activity is going to be to show my class how to make a rainbow using our magic milk experiment. The source that I got this from is from the Happy Hooligans off of YouTube. And the curriculum area that we're going to be addressing is science. This experiment is aligned with the Early Learning Standards and Benchmark Standard 11A, which is develop beginning skills in the use of science and engineering practices such as observing, asking questions, solving problems, and drawing conclusions. It goes along with Benchmark 1, which is Standard 11A, ECE, which is plan and carry out simple investigations, and Benchmark 2, 11A.ECG, which is generate explanation and communicate ideas and or conclusions about their investigation. Now, what we're going to be trying to measure, our measurable objectives are to predict we're going to have the children predict what's going to happen before we put the Q-tip into the milk and see what they think is going to happen. And then once we do that, then we're going to ask the children what actually did happen. Now, I'm sure all of you have used dish soap to wash your hands, and you can feel it breaking down the dirt as you rub it in more. Well, this is the same premise as this. So really, it's not the food coloring that is doing the actual breaking down of the fat and the molecules. It's really the milk and the dish soap combined together. So with that, what we're going to need, you're going to need the following materials in order to do the experiment. You're going to need a shallow dish, milk. You can use any kind of milk, but they do say that whole milk works best because it has the highest fat content. Liquid food coloring, dish soap, and you can use any brand, and Q-tip swabs. Now, the first thing you're going to do is to pour the milk into the dish, just enough to cover the bottom of it. And then you're going to add a few drops of the food coloring. What you want to do is kind of spread them out closer to the center of the dish, so when the soap interacts, you can see the big explosion. And then once you do that, then you actually take the Q-tip that has been dipped into the dish soap and you put it into the middle of the dish with the milk and the color, and then you have your rainbow explosion.
Red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too.
Good morning, friends. How are we doing today? Have any of you ever seen the rainbow and all the pretty colors that they make? Well, guess what? Today we're going to make our very own rainbow. And to do it, we're going to need a few items. We're going to need some milk, some food coloring, a couple of Q-tips, and some dish soap. So let's begin. The first thing we do is we're going to pick up our milk and we're going to pour it into the bottom of our plate. Just enough to get to cover that shallow part of the plate. We don't want to put too much, but we want to get just enough. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do, class, is we're going to take some of the food coloring and we're going to put it close to the center. We're going to put a few drops close to the center of the plate. That was blue. And then we're going to put a little bit of orange. And then we're going to add some red. And then a little green. And then another color blue. Okay, friends. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Q-tip and we put it into our dishwashing soap. And then, wait a minute, friends, before we go any further, what do you think is going to happen once we put the Q-tip in with the milk? Well, hold on a minute. Let's see. So we're going to place it in. Look, friends, we're making a rainbow. Oh my goodness. Look at all of the pretty colors in our rainbow. Now, friends, what if we take and we put take that one out, and then we're going to take another soapy Q-tip and we're going to put it somewhere. Look, it's making even more colors, friends. Look at that. Look at our rainbow. Oh my God. Friends, one more question. What do you think is going to happen once we take the Q-tip out altogether? What do you think it's going to do? Well, look. Our explosion stopped, but we still have a beautiful rainbow. Do you know why that happened, friends? Well, truthfully, it really had nothing to do with the food coloring that we put in the milk. Actually, what happened was milk has fat in it. And when we took the fat from the milk and combined it with the dishwashing soap, what they did was they combined and they broke down the molecules of fat that's in the milk. And that is what made the rainbow explosion. So what happened is, since we used the food coloring, it could let you see how that fat was being broke down. So now who's ready to make their own rainbow explosion?